Welcome to this explainer. We're looking at a fixture today that, right on the surface, might feel like the undercard. It's France versus England, two absolute heavyweights of world football, bruised, battered, and stepping out onto the pitch one last time in a tournament that really promised them everything. But beneath the surface of this bronze medal clash, there's a massive story unfolding. Individual glory, profound tactical wildcards, and deeply emotional farewells.
Okay, let's dive into this. It's the classic stigma of the third-place playoff, right? It's a match that, frankly, nobody really wants to play in when they set out on day one. You don't dream of lifting a bronze medal, you dream of the big trophy. So both of these squads are completely gutted after those semifinal exits. But hey, dismiss this game at your own peril, because while the championship is out of reach, history is absolutely still on the line.
Section 1. The Road to Third Place.
So, how exactly did we get here? France looked genuinely complete for most of this tournament. They put on an absolute masterclass against Morocco, a clinical, dominant 2-0 win in the quarterfinals. But then, they hit a brick wall, shut out completely in a 2-0 loss to Spain in the semis. Now, contrast that with England. England had to grind through agonizing extra time just to scrape past Norway. And then, the heartbreak. A cruel, devastating late 2-1 collapse against Argentina in their semifinal. We are looking at two entirely different types of trauma leading into this clash.
Which really forces us to ask a harsh question. Were these two teams actually good enough to go all the way? Did either squad truly show that ultimate championship pedigree before their semi-final shutouts? France had the dominance, for sure, but they just lacked that final gear against Spain. While England, they had the grit, but ultimately folded in the dying moments under pressure.
Section 2. The Golden Boot Showdown. 8. That is the absolute magic number right now, and this brilliantly illustrates exactly what's at stake.
Kylian Mbappe is deadlocked at the very top of the Golden Boot race with Lionel Messi. They both sit on 8 goals. Now, you might be wondering, why does this so-called meaningless match actually matter? Because Messi has already booked his ticket to Sunday's final. So this 90 minutes right here, it's genuinely Mbappe's absolute final chance to add to his tally, break that tie, and pull clear for the Golden Boot. Oh, and you literally cannot count out Harry Kane, lurking right there in third with 6 goals, carrying his own massive incentive to hunt down the leaders.
Section 3. Deschamps' emotional final farewell.
This match marks Didier Deschamps' final time managing the French national team. We are witnessing the end of an incredible 14-year reign. A 2018 World Cup champion, a 2022 finalist. He hasn't just managed a team, he has defined an entire generation of French football, building them into an absolute powerhouse on the global stage.
And there is a tragic context to this final match that we simply cannot ignore. Deschamps tragically lost his mother during the group stage of this very tournament. He has carried that immense personal weight while leading his country. Sending him off with a bronze medal, getting a victory in his final match, it isn't just a consolation prize for this French squad. It is a highly emotional, deeply fitting way to honor and close out his legendary career.
Section 4. The lineup rotation wildcard.
Now, what's really interesting about this dynamic is how it completely flips our usual pre-match analysis on its head. Usually in a final, you rely on established tournament form, but in a third-place playoff, with heavy squad rotation expected, that established form goes right out the window. Suddenly, it becomes a chaotic battle of fresher legs and raw motivation. The players stepping onto the pitch today might not be the ones who played a grueling 90 minutes in the semis, meaning pure hunger is going to matter way, way more than previous momentum.
So, will we see the absolute strongest starting 11s? Almost certainly not. Both Deschamps and Tuchel are heavily expected to rotate their squads. Look, with nothing left to play for competitively in terms of a championship, managers are essentially forced to rest their exhausted stars. This turns the entire match into a true wildcard scenario. It is genuinely unpredictable, because the tactical setups we've been analyzing for the last month, yeah, they're going to look completely different once that whistle blows.
Section 5. Final match prediction.
So let's break it down. When you look at the stats and the raw motivation, France definitely holds the edge here. Even in a heavily rotated side, the French squad simply possesses the sharper finishers. But more importantly, that golden boot incentive for Mbappe gives the entire French team a tangible, aggressive focal point. They have a concrete reason to attack relentlessly, a motivation that England, still reeling from that late heartbreak against Argentina, may seriously lack today.
So here is my definitive prediction. France is going to edge this out. I'm calling it a tight, closely fought 2-1 victory for the French side. And I've got a bold call to go with it. Kylian Mbappe finds the back of the net. He seizes his final opportunity, scoring to move ahead of Messi in the Golden Boot race and securing his individual glory in the process.
But hey, that is just how the stats and the momentum look from the commentary box. What is your prediction? Does Mbappe grab that golden boot outright and send Deschamps off with a massive win, or does England dig deep and salvage some pride with a bronze medal? Let me know, and drop your exact score predictions down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this explainer, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you right back here before the grand final.